Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 1990 Bobcat 843 skid steer that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions, I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything that I see, tell you everything that I know. Then of course we'll fire it up, we'll run it through its paces. We'll show you the pins up front, show you the hydraulics are strong, let you hear the engine, lift the loader, dump the bucket. As always, if you are in the market for a used skid steer, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one is a 1990 Bobcat 843 OROPS. Sticks and pedals controls. It's got an Isuzu diesel engine, 1,700 pound lift capacity, 6,480 pound operating weight. Hour meter is showing 2,856 hours, but it does not work, so we don't know the exact hours. Starts up very good. Hydraulics are strong. Here in a little bit, we'll show you the pins up here. There's a little bit of play. They are far from sloppy, but there is a little bit of play there. And as I get up close to everything, you'll see here, I mean, it looks pretty decent for a 35-year-old machine. I mean, it still has quite a bit of the white paint. There is some scratches and scuffs and paint chips, but the white is still fairly bright where it's present. But as you can see here, just typical paint starting to chip off and peel away around the edges, and scuffs and scratches from being used for 35 years. Loader arms are fairly straight though. I don't see any huge dents or anything, just your typical, like I said, scuffs and scratches. Down here on the side of the frame, as you can see there, just some paint chipped off and scratches here and there. Tires, we'll get up close to these here. This front tire, as you can see here, actually has pretty darn good tread depth. I'm gonna say we are probably at least 60% tread depth. I think I'm being very fair there. Really no weather checking to speak of here. And looking at the front rim on this side, as you can see there, that orange paint's a little faded, obviously. Scuffs and scratches around the edges. I don't notice any big dings here in this rim. Just some scuffs and scratches and paint chips and paint peeling. Looking at the rear tire on this side, very similar to the front tire. Pretty good tread life left there. Again, I really don't see much weather checking to speak of. And looking at the rim, the rear rim on this side again, that paint's a little faded. And there's some scuffs and scratches. I don't see any major, little bit of a ding right there on that edge and a little small one right there. But nothing out of the ordinary for an older, cheaper skid steer. Take a look at the rear corner on this side. As you can see here, just some scuffs and scratches in the paint and the decals, but no huge dents or dings. Coming around to the back, looking at the back door. Again, I don't see any huge dents or dings there, just some scuffs and scratches. Typical from being used over 30-some years, 35 years, I guess it is. Up here, looking at this black accordion style, you can see there's some little dents and dings there. Everything looks pretty good otherwise. That gray has faded some there, as you can see. Back side of the operator station, the ROPS, everything looks good there. Coming around, taking a look at this rear corner. A couple of bigger scratches, gouges almost even here on that very top. Otherwise, and there's maybe a little more scratch, a few more bigger scratches on this side, if you will. Other than those spots up there, though, I don't really see any huge dents. Looking at the rear tire on this side, matches up really well to the tires on the other side. Quite a bit of tread depth left there. Again, I'm really not seeing much weather checking to speak of. just a tiny little bit in there. Looking at the rim on this side, that orange paint's probably a little worse on this rear rim on this side than the other two. As you can see there, it's got more paint chipped off, more scuffs and scratches really in the paint, but I don't see any huge dings in that rim, just a little bit of one right there. Taking a look at that front tire, again, pretty decent tread depth, plenty of life left in these tires. No weather checking really to speak of there. And taking a look at the front rim on this side, again, that orange paint's faded down some. There's some dirt and stuff in there, and just a little bit of a ding right there. And then just your typical scuffs and scratches. And looking at the side of the frame here on this side, again, just some paint chipped off, scuffs, scratches, as you can see here. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Looking at the loader arm on this side, again, I don't see any major dents or dings, just some paint chipping, scuffs and scratches. I don't see anything on either side of the loader arms that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated. Same thing with the back of the skid steer mount plate. I don't see anything there. The only thing that I've seen is up here where the bucket cylinder comes up. It has been plated and reinforced where that pin goes through on both sides. I don't know how well you guys can see it there, but that has been plated right in there. It was a little bit common on these. I think it's a big part of why the newer machines went to 2 bucket cylinders rather than just one. Some of that was for strength and some of that was for lift capacity, etc. But you see there, it's got both sides, it's got a reinforcement welded in. I didn't see anything anywhere else like that though. It's the only spot I saw. Taking a good look at this bucket. The bucket's nice and straight. I don't really see any big dents or dings or bows in that bucket. The cutting edge is still nice and flat. Does have a spot for a bolt-on cutting edge. Obviously it does not have one on there currently, but the bucket's pretty decent. Go around the back, take a look in the engine compartment here. Like I said, it is an Isuzu diesel engine. I'll try to go slow here so you can see. Obviously there's some dust and dirt down in here on the side of the block there. You can probably see, it's kind of hard, I can't get in any closer. I don't really see any moisture on the side of the block. Like I said, there's some dust and dirt you can see in there, but I don't see any oil or diesel running down the side of the block. I don't see any antifreeze running down anywhere. I can tell you I say it with every used older machine, even newer used machines, if you look over them with a fine-tooth comb, there's going to be some seeps somewhere. I see some little bit of hydraulic oil right down in here. You can see it's just a little damp there. Obviously it's a 35-year-old cheaper skid steer. The cylinders all seem to be pretty dry, but like I said, if you go over this thing with a fine-tooth comb, you're going to find some seeps somewhere. Inside of that back door is fairly straight. We'll go take a look inside the cab or the operator station, kind of look up front here. Again, just typical scuffs, scratches, paint chips up here in the front. I'm sure this seat has been replaced at some point, but obviously kind of getting up close to it. I don't see any cuts or tears here in this seat. Some dirt, but I don't see any cuts or tears. Down here in the floorboard, I checked the parking brake doesn't work or it's disconnected. Very common on these older machines. Pedals are all pretty good. I took it earlier and pushed in the gravel pile and picked up a big scoop of gravel. Lifted strong, it pushed strong. Looking at the joystick on this side, as you can see, quite a few of those little rubber grip knobs have kind of fallen off. Very common, again, especially for a 35-year-old machine. Same thing on this side. The lap bar, as you'll see here, that middle foam section's kind of falling apart. Very common for these old machines. There is no cylinder that holds this up, so they've got a piece of brass in here, piece of brass pipe that holds it up. I do think that these other gauges are working. When I was running around, the temperature gauge came up, the voltmeter came up, and the fuel gauge came up a little bit. Like I said though, the hour meter does not work. Showing 2856 on the hour meter, but that does not work. Everything else in here, you can see just typical scuffs and scratches here. Same thing over here. Throttle, that works good. Here you can kind of see from the top where I said they welded in some reinforcements on both sides there. Like I said though, that's the only things I saw. Does have auxiliary hydraulics there. All right, like I said, this one's a 1990 Bobcat 843. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll fire this thing up and get right into an operational video.